Okay, so the elevation plan of regular hexagonal pyramid cut solid by the oblique plane VTH. So VTH, draw the plan elevation solid when it's cut and draw the true shape of the surface. Okay, so the first thing we always do is label our drawing. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. And just make sure it's labeled correctly in plan. So K has to be directly below it. So that's K on the top surface, L, J is on the outside, I is on the outside, and G is directly under K. So there's K, there's G, and H is directly under L. Same over here, E and F are on the top two surfaces. Okay, C and D then are the edge surfaces, C and D. Then underneath E is A, underneath F is D. Okay, so always label the drawing first, it'll save you so much more time. So we're going to take an auxiliary view, our X and Y one's already set up, looking along the horizontal trace. So we see the horizontal trace as a point view. So a lot of people weren't too sure about this earlier on. So what we need to do is take a random height. Okay, so random height there, a point on our oblique plane. Okay, so that random height touches the XY line there, so it has to touch the XY line in this elevation because it touched in that elevation. Okay, we know then the height, that point on the plane is that height off the ground no matter where you're standing. So we measure up that height using our compass, okay, or ruler, whatever you have, and we step it off. Okay, so just going to measure the height there really quickly. Measure from 10. 10 there is 15, so it's 15. 15. Okay, so where that point touches there, that height is the same as that height. Okay, so from our horizontal trace there where it touches, we'll go back up and that'll be our vertical trace. So same thing here. So make sure you label it. So we have the HT down here, and we have the vertical trace then. Okay, so all we need to do then is project all our points. Okay, just do one at a time. So A and B and G and D are on the ground. So we'll bring up A and B parallel to the horizontal trace. Okay, it's on the XY line there, in elevation, it's on the XY line there. So there's A. There's B. I have the wrong one marked there, it's B. How are we doing? And we have B there. Okay, so then we project up. G and H is on the ground. So there's G there. There's H there. On the ground as well. Okay, so next thing we need to do is we can see C and D are midway on it, and I and J. So we'll just project up C and D. So I'll do one at a time. So C is along that line somewhere, okay? And we know that we can take our distance using the compass. 2 points. Okay, the height of D. So if we draw a line vertical down from C and D, so we'll do C as an example first. That height there. So C is that height after ground. That elevation has to be that height after ground on all elevations. So take a distance with the compass and step it off on C. So you notice C, D, I and J are all the same distance off, so we can use the compass now once it's set up. So do one at a time. There's C. And there's D. So there's C and there's D. And then we know I and J. So go to I. Project up J. Okay, so there's J. There's I. Okay, so next thing we need to do then is we know that EF, or K and L are the same height off the ground. So we take that distance there off the ground. Okay, because they're all the same height, and we start projecting them. So E is along this line here. It's the height off the ground. So there's E. F is along that line there. and it's that height off the ground. Okay, E and F. Okay, so we know here E goes to C and C goes to A. Okay, so we can see that here. E goes to C and C goes to A, but we have to finish off all our points first to see which is hidden detail. Okay, so next thing we do is K and L are along these points. K is there somewhere on that line, and L is along that point somewhere. Okay, so it's the same height off the ground, so we can step up L, and then we can step up K. So there's K. Okay, so if we're looking in here, this, we're going to see C to I, okay, as a straight edge. So we can heavy that in. C to I is going to be a straight edge. Okay, then we also know then that we'll see the edge of this surface here. So we're going to see all the points on this surface here. So we can put them in heavy. D goes to F, E goes to D, A goes to B, A goes to C, C goes to E, and E goes to F. Okay. So we can see here then on the top, K goes all the way over to E. So we can draw that edge in the top as well. Okay, so we know in here, K goes to I goes to G. So K is going to go to I is going to go to G. Okay, so then at the back we won't see L to J, but it's there, it's just hidden detail. And then J to H. So it's just going to be hidden detail. So just take your time putting it in. Okay. So we have a line here at the edge at the back, D will go all the way to J, but it's at the back. It's there, we just don't see it, so it's hidden detail. Okay. So that would be, okay, our solid, but now we know it's after being cut by the vertical trace. So all them points there, okay, at the top, don't exist anymore. So we need to find all the points where it is after intersecting. So these are all our cut points. Okay, that's why we label everything. Okay, and we can see that, for example, the edge C to E is cut here. Okay, so we'll find that in plan by bringing it down parallel to the HT. Okay, where C and E is cut. So bring it down. And that's going to give us a point there where C and E is cut. And C to E is cut. Okay, so we need to do that for them all then. So we need to put, we have another point there where F goes to D. So there's where F goes to D. It's cut there along that line. Bring it down parallel to the HT where it cuts there. It could be another point. Just going to call that point 1, point 2. There's point 1 and there's point 2. So next thing we need to do then is there's another point here where C to I is cut. Okay, in that point. So bring that down parallel to the HT again where C cuts I. It's there, so we don't need to bring our lines all the time. That's going to give us a point there on the edge. Okay, so there's another point, we call that point 3. That can be point 3 here. Okay, so we can see on the ground it's cut here, our edge A to G is cut here. So we need to follow down so it's in line with the HT anyway. So where A goes to G, it's going to be cut there. Call that point 4. And call that there point 4. Okay, so we know now at the back as well we have a point here where J goes to D. So where you can see J going to D is cut on the same point 3. You can bring that down. That's going to be another one of our cuts. Call that cut 4. So let's cut 4. Oh, sorry, cut 5. Okay, so take your time now that we get the correct cut. And we know our back corner then from J to D was cut in 5, so there it is there. So we have them 2 points, which are the 2 edge points. We have the point on the front and the back, so them 2 points. And then we have a point on the ground where where A to G was cut. Okay, and we know then that that point there is where B to H, so B to H is cut here. So we bring it down B to H, and it's that point there. Okay, so we call that point 6. So that's point 6. So next thing we need to do is we can locate all them points down elevation, and then we can finish off our cut elevation and plan. So just be very careful bringing up your points. So that point there is going to be directly on H. Okay, it's on H there, it's on H there, so there's point 6. Okay, so then we need to find our next point, so point 3 and 5. So we brought 3 and 5 down, so bring 5 up. So J to D, bring it up. Where J, D is cut, will be along there. Okay, the hidden detail isn't put in properly on this. We have a back edge there. So our A, that's going to be point 5 at the back. That's point 5. So point 6, point 5. Next thing we do then is find point 3. So where I to C was cut is point 3. So where I to C is cut in elevation, it's point C. That's why it's so important to label your points. And that's going to be point 3. Next thing we need to do then is we need to find our 2 points at the back. So point 2. So 2 cuts E to C here. So it's going to cut E to C directly above it. There's E to C. And that's going to be point 2. Next thing we have is point 1. Point 1 is cutting D to F here. We'll cut D to F there. We bring it up here. And where it cuts D to F is going to be that point there, which is point 1. Okay, so we know 1 is connected to 2 here. So I'm going to use the blue pen for this one. So it's 1 to 2 there. 2 to 3. So there's 2 to 3. Okay, and 1 to 5 at the back. So there's 1 to 5 at the back. And then we know that 3 goes to 4. We haven't found 4 here. So we have to bring it up. So our cuts A to G, there's point 4 there. So where 3 goes to 4. And where 5 goes to 6. Okay, so that is the cut surface in elevation there. Okay, so there's all our solid edges that are left in. I'm just going over them. Okay, that's our hidden detail, that's our hidden detail. And we would have an edge here that would be hidden detail at the back, just from here to here. Okay, this drawing isn't very good to show that. Okay, so once we've that done, we need to do the exact same thing in plan. So 1 goes to 5. 5 goes to 6. Okay, 6 goes to 4. 4 goes to 3. And then 3 goes to 2. And 2 goes to 1. Okay, so 2 goes to 1. So that's our cut here. It's a strange shape. Okay, if you notice, then the whole front of this is gone. Okay, it's all gone here. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is, very simply, we're just going to get our plane, our oblique plane, we're going to lie it down onto the ground. So to do that, we just need our compass. Okay, we can pick any point here. So just pick point 1. So do 1 point at a time. So just do 1 point, roll it around. So we need to get the true shape. So to get true shape, we look 90 degrees to it. If we can't move, we have to move it onto the, lie it flat on the ground so we can look 90 degrees to it. So here's point 1. Point 2. Point 3 and 5. So point 3 and 5. So we know 3, 5. This is 2, and this is 1. And we know that 4 and 6 is on that line already, somewhere here. Okay. So all we need to do is go parallel to our horizontal trace. So we have point 3 and 5 are going to be along that line somewhere. So just label 3 and 5. We know 1 is going to be along this line somewhere. Or sorry, 2. So there's going to be 2, and then 1 is going to be here somewhere. Okay, so all we need to do now is come perpendicular. Okay, from point. Okay, from the point in elevation. So perpendicular. So there's 5. 5 is there. Come perpendicular through the horizontal trace to locate 5. Come perpendicular to the horizontal trace then to locate 1. Okay, this box is in a terrible place now. So locates 1 here. And we can locate 3 here, come perpendicular. Oh yeah. So it's 3 there. No problem. And then we have 2. Okay, coming through there. So no 2 is on that point there. Okay, so we mark them in blue. We have 5, 3, 2, 1 is here, if you can see it. 1. So 1, 2, 3. So we're missing 4, but we know 4 is here on that point, and 6 is there on that point. So exact same as every other elevation. We just have to join 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 6, and then 5 to 6 over here as well. So we're just going to lie down the ground. And this is what it looked like. It's a very strange looking shape. Okay. Apologies about the box being in the way. Okay. So that's our true shape.
Hi, sir.
This is a true shape. So, okay, finish the question.